Okay, number one, the weird chromatic thing. 60 beats a minute. One, two, three, four. $80. One, two, three, four. $100. One, two, three, four. $120. One, two, three, four. And 140. One, two, three, four. Terrible. One, two, one, two, three, four. Okay, so number two, basically, was it number three from last time? Yeah, we just do different steps on what to do. So, working this up to 160 on its own. You work this up to 160 on its own. So you don't have to get this to 160 before beginning to work on this. So let's say day one, you only get this to 140. Well, you can still work on this on day one as well. So you just want to make sure these bars by themselves are up to 160 before you put all of that together without the repeat. And I want you to get that to 160 as well, because doing that means you'll be able to play all of this with the repeat at 140 much more easily. So that's the goal there. So if you have any questions on what to do going through that, let me know. And then number three, the new thing. So good idea, just get your left hand familiar with what it's going to be playing. So these are the notes. So just running up and down, that's not a bad idea. Just kind of familiarize your left hand with what it's going to do. And yeah, work it up one bar at a time or 2 bars at a time. Simplify it whenever you feel the need. And because you are doing a different rhythm every bar, not a bad idea. Just do a bar at a time. And yeah, just like if you do the bar at a time thing, like get scope in 5s. I mean, it won't take too long to just do one bar. You probably get that thing up to speed in like 5-10 minutes per bar. Yeah, well, here we go. 60 beats a minute, the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every quarter note's going to be a downstroke because that happens on a downbeat. Alright, 100 beats minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 40. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's talk about the suspended fours. Now, it's really just a matter of, for the chord names, you just take the root note of the chord, look at the PDF that was printed out that explains what the suspended chords are, and just look at the Roman numeral part. See what, position 1 is going to be, see what position 2 is going to be, see what position 3 is going to be, and so on. So, it's just a matter of take the root note, stick it in front of that chord name, and just read it out, and there you go. So, starting with that C chord. So, just try out everything out on your own first, and then we'll use this as like a little cheat sheet thing. So, got your C chord to start with. So, you identify where the third interval is that needs to, and then you raise it up to the next note in the key. So there's your root note, there's your third interval, which is an E note. F is the next note up, so you raise that up, and then that's the fifth interval, root note again. There's E, which is the third, so we need to change that as well, so we raise that up to an F. Refrain from saying the fret numbers to make you think at least a little bit. Alright, so that was your C sus4. So D minor's next. So there's your root note, 5 root notes. That's the flat third, which is an F note. You raise it up to the next note in key, which is a G. And that is a fourth interval, so that is a D suspended 4. E minor's next. Root note, fifth interval, root notes. That's your flat third, which is a G note. Raise it up to the next note in key, which is an A. That is a fourth interval. And then you have B again, fifth interval, root note. That is your E suspended 4. F major. You got your root notes, fifth interval, root note. There's the third. Now, this is an A. The next note up in key is a B, so we got to raise it up to that. And then there's a C note, which is the 5. There's your F, which is a bitch to hold in this position. So, if that's too much of a pain in the ass, you can just opt for a shorter chord. That one right there. So, this is a very important chord. So, a B note is what we change it to. If you play the notes of an F major scale and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you have F, G, A, B flat. B flat is the fourth interval of F. So an F suspended 4 would be this. But we have this, or abbreviate it, and just that. Why? So you can just use that sheet again, look at what the fourth position is supposed to be called. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth interval is a B flat, you raise it up, you sharpened that interval. So it's not a 4, it is a sharp 4. F suspended sharp 4 is the chord. G is next, root note, third interval. That is a B note. Next note up is a C. So just raise it up a half step there. I'll switch my fingers out, that's easier to hold. So D note's the 5, G is the root, D again, 5 again, G again, root again. That is your G sus4. A minor, root, 5, root, flat third. Flat third is a C. You want to go up to the next note in key, which is a D, which is the fourth interval. E again, fifth interval. That is your A suspended 4. B diminished. Root, flat third, root. Sorry, that was wrong. Very wrong of me. Root, flat 5. Root, flat 5, root. That's the flat third. So the flat third is a D note. We need to raise it to the next note in key. So move it up a whole step to the E note. And there you go. That is your B suspended 4, flat 5. You gotta say there's a flat 5 in there because we were messing around with the diminished chord. So you got a flat 5. You have to let the reader know there's a flat 5 in there. Because if you just said B sus 4, well, then it would be this. Because it would have an F sharp, which would be the 5th interval of B. We have an F, which is the flat 5 of B. So hopefully that was more helpful than confusing. But we'll definitely go over all that stuff again in 2 weeks. So hopefully the trip goes well. And if any questions come up, please let me know. I'll see you in 2 weeks.